Katoy, well, our pets are like our children. My pets are my children, and we want the best for them. So that means regular checkups at the vet. But how do you know when you should take them? Well, Dr. Jerome Williams with Red Mountain Animal Clinic joins us this morning with Mr. Peabody to answer a few common questions. Okay, what are some of the most common questions you get at your practice just from the everyday pet owner?
Well, one of the things we have is pet scratching, and the most common cause of that is fleas, ears, food. All of those things are common questions that we have to answer all the time. The diet is a big factor with pets, just like it is with people.
Okay, and sometimes it's the type of food, whether that be chicken or beef or something that could cause the pet sensitivity to their skin. Is that true?
That is true, and the quality of the food, just like with us also. Now, certain pets are allergic to certain foods, just like we are, and that's a big problem that we have to try to analyze and diagnose and recommend the right food for them.
Okay, and we know sometimes we take our pets to get groomed, like Mr. Peabody yesterday. They get their anal glands flushed out, but when should you be concerned about your pet's anal glands, and how do you know when to take them to get them checked out?
Well, there are two glands at the base of the rectum, similar to the glands that are in skunks, and they normally will express with fear, excitement, or with bowel movements, but sometimes they get filled, and the pet will scoot the rear along or bite at the rear, and those occasions they need to be expressed or cleaned out. Now, most people that have their pets bathed or groomed would have them done at that same time. It's part of the bathing, grooming process to express the anal glands.
Okay, so that's good sign.
And if you want to do it yourself, you can ask your veterinarian to teach you.
Well, that sounds like a fun summer project right there.
And a smelly thing too.
Ooh, goodness gracious. Well, okay, so what's a good age to get your pets spayed or neutered?
Around 5 to 7 months of age. There's some controversy about doing it in larger breed animals, whether it'll affect the joints or the posture and that kind of thing. The latest research seems to suggest that you want to wait till they're a little older than younger, smaller dogs like this.
Okay, now I have a personal question. I know you love to hear my questions. They're kind of off the wall, but you know, the weather's warming up. Pets are going to be outside more this summer. How do you know if your pet is getting into something that, you know, they shouldn't in the yard, or is there any like obvious poisonous common yard plants that you should look out for and make sure your pet doesn't eat?
No, and I'm not aware of any I can speak of right off.
That makes my heart happy. So they're good.
Yes, and here's the thing too. Most pets instinctually know to pick the plants that are okay for them.
Okay.
It's a characteristic, a trait that's from the whole developmental stages. And certain pets will, and other animals as well, especially large animals, will crave something that there's a deficit in their diet.
Does the same go with mushrooms? Because, you know, mushrooms can be a problem when it gets wet out in the yard.
I'm not aware that dogs would normally eat mushrooms.
Okay,
that may be, but I'm not aware of that.
Okay, well, I freak out and I go crazy and I get nervous. So I'm just glad everyone else, if you have a fear like me, then that's good to know as well. Last question, heading into summer again. I don't know about Mr. Peabody, but my dogs have put on a couple of LBs during the winter.
Yes.
We've kind of scaled back their food and try to get them more active. Is there anything else we can do? Because it's noticeable. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, Winston, you've gotten huge.
Well, you know, most pets will put on weight in the winter. It's one of the natural things that occur in nature where they add more fat to protect themselves against the cold. And once summer comes and they're more active, then you should lose some of that weight. I hope that you'll have yours active enough to drop those few pounds that they've got extra.
We're all going to be active and drop a few pounds. So
let's all do it.
Yeah, we'll do it together. Mr. Peabody, you look and smell so good. Anything else you want to hit on before we let you go?
Well, you know, it's flea and tick season and heartworm season, so make certain that you get with your veterinarian to get the products that you need to protect against those diseases.
It is so important. Well, thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you, Mr. Peabody. We'll see y'all back here again next time.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
We will go see JJ.